bro, you're overcomplicating all this stuff when it's just as simple as just do the work, trust in your faith, trust in yourself. Don't let doubt creep in. Don't let, people get you to start thinking negatively. Don't don't fall into the traps and just enjoy your time, enjoy your life, be a good person. Try to spread some positivity right now because it's not a very very nice world. And that's
I
really
agree,
what it
man.
is. That's really what it is, man.
All right, everybody. UFC 314 Fight Week is here, and I'm happy to be joined by the two-time light heavyweight title challenger Dominick Reyes, who looks to make it 3 wins in a row on Saturday as he welcomes back Nikita Krylov to action. Dominick, it has been a minute, my man. How are you?
No, I'm good. I'm living the dream, man. I'm living the dream.
Yeah, it's nice to live the dream and talk about a fight when you're on a win streak, right?
Oh
It's
yeah.
been a little while for you. How it feels good, right? Heading into fight week on the heels of a 2 fight win streak.
Yep. It's one of those things where it's like all my work and everything I'm doing, the changes I've made have been verified. I don't have to continue to make changes. I don't continue to have to doubt, whether it's going to work or not. So it's nice to just know that the work I'm doing is the work I need to be doing.
Yeah, I mean you're such an interesting story because I mean we're over 5 years removed from the Jon Jones fight now, which sort of started the spiral, right? And then the bad knockout losses, and then after the loss to Ryan Spann, and I'm sure you saw it and heard it everywhere, people are just taking shovels and throwing dirt on top of your fighting career. And I
They
think it was
were trying to
mostly
bury me for sure. That
yeah,
was
and I
crazy.
think a lot of it was mostly out of concern, especially after the Yuri and Span losses. But like you said, you take some time, you bounce back, you stop Dustin Jacoby, you stop Anthony Smith, and now you're set to kick off this massive main card in Miami. Is the biggest what would you say is the biggest lesson you've taken from these past 5 years outside of okay, now I don't have to make changes because I'm winning fights and I feel like the work is now paying off?
Um, that and then growing as a man. You know, not just focusing on just fighting only, and where that's the only thing that matters. And becoming more well-rounded, leaning into my faith. You know, putting faith in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and what I'm doing, and using my platform to shout His name on the top of the roof.
When did that switch flip for you? Because I'm
That
sure it got
switch really
difficult times.
happened after I got those blood clots, that deep vein thrombosis. That's when it was like, dude, this life is just so fleeting. Not just what I'm doing as for a living, but like life in general is such a small piece of eternity. And it was like you gotta like really be grateful for the time you have here and what you're doing. So if you have to go to practice and do some hard training, you have to do a Shark Tank. You get to do that. You don't have to do it. You get to do it. And it's like that mindset flipping from I got to do this, I got to do that, to I get to do this, I get to do that.
What is that like to have that appreciation now after this time where you maybe had some of it, but maybe not to the level you're at now?
It's freeing. I don't worry about really much, really at all. I'm just like, all right, I did everything I had to do. I'm here now. Enjoy it, and then we'll see what happens. If the Lord anoints me to win this fight, then that's the case. But I've done everything I can to prepare for this moment.
Yeah, and I feel like you've done a lot of that, and even with the losses, where I'm sure it got a little frustrating, where you physically you were doing
Yeah,
everything possible, and even mentally in
yeah,
the gym you were doing everything possible, but
yeah.
then the results weren't there. Was there a certain moment for you when you realized, and maybe it was your faith, but the mental kind of caught back up with the physical, if you know what I mean, where you got over those humps and, like I said, the mental caught up with the physical part of your game?
Yes, and then like I was trying to physically like chase something that I already had. I was like, oh, I need to train with this guy. Oh, I got to go to this camp. I got to do this, and I kept trying to train with new people and try to find new tactics and things and just new ways. And it was like, I already know the way. I got all the way to the title and put it on the greatest of all time. What are you trying to like change? What are you trying to find? Like, and I realized that everything I had was within me, and I don't need to go out and try to find all this stuff. I just got to get the work done, and that made things even more simple. So it was like it's really this simple. I think I was just overcomplicating everything. It turned into, oh, you need more power. You should have knocked out John. You should do this. You should do that. You should move like this. It was like, dude, you're doing it right. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's really what it came down to. Like, bro, you're overcomplicating all this stuff when it's just as simple as just do the work, trust in your faith, trust in yourself. Don't let doubt creep in. Don't let, people get you to start thinking negatively. Don't fall into the traps, and just enjoy your time, enjoy your life, be a good person. Try to spread some positivity right now, because it's not a very, very nice world. And that's
I
really
agree
what
with
it
that.
is. That's really what it is, man.
And we obviously see the sport in different ways, you and I, because you're the guy in there, and we're just kind of talk about what you guys are doing. But here's one thing that I've noticed, and I don't know if you've noticed this as well over the past year. People are really rooting for you right now. They are along for this ride with you. And obviously, sports fans love a great comeback story. Have you felt that yourself, that maybe folks who have fallen off or maybe had the shovels in their hands a couple of years back, that now they're on the train with you along for this ride?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know or remember who had a shovel in their hand. I know I didn't exactly fully pay attention to. I just felt the energy. I just felt it. It just felt terrible. Um, but yeah, I do feel like I'm one of the guys that people are rooting for. When I was in Louisville, I've never felt such positive, um, a positive feeling from everybody all around the city. Everywhere I went, everybody's just like, dude, you got this, bro. Like, we're rooting for you. And I feel like after that fight, it was almost like a unanimous that everybody was happy for me. You know what I mean? It wasn't like people were like, oh yeah, he won, but this and that, and then like trying to tear me down, behind, like on a backhand, throw me a backhand. So it was like, yeah, I do feel like everybody's kind of like rooting for that redemption arc for me. Everybody loves a comeback story, and I think the circumstances that led to me losing all those fights, and then the John fight, I feel like a lot of people just wanted their opinions validated. Like, he won, yeah. Then everybody's like, yeah, but he lost, and da 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 da. And it was like, me winning again validates that I am a good fighter. You know what I mean? Like, to those people's opinions, right? So it's it's just, I don't know, man. For me, it's just, I'm just trying to be the best person I could be. If people want to ride with that, then that's freaking awesome. If not, God bless you. Hopefully you could feel some kind of empathy or happiness in your life, at some point. But if not, we're praying for you. And that's really all there is to it. At this point in my career and life, it doesn't matter about anyone else's opinion or feelings about me. All that matters is my family, my wife, my Lord, and Jesus always has my back no matter what. So I'm good.
Because of you sort of looking at the fight through this lens now, and fighting in general, it's just like, sort of one thing at a time. I'm just going to do the best I can to prepare for this moment. Do you even think about what's at stake for you in this fight? 205 is in a really interesting place right now. New champion and all. Do you think about what comes on the other end with the win?
I mean, yeah, I mean, you focus on your next step, but you have to be aware of the route you're on. Um, this fight puts me in the top 10. That's a big step to be back in the top 10. Um, Another fight this year, and you know what? 2026 comes around, I could be looking at a title shot. So it's a real, it's really, really real. But every fight kind of is the same. Everything matters. When I fought Jacoby, it was your job's on the line. Are you going to be able to feed your family after this? So that was incredible amount of pressure to go into that fight with. And then, the Smith fight is a fight I've always wanted to fight pretty much my whole career. And I got that opportunity and I showed out and I got to prove to myself that my formula is working. So then now I'm just fighting Krylov, and he's incredibly talented, incredible chin, incredible cardio, incredible pace. He's really good everywhere. So it's like a challenge. Now it's back to fighting the best fighters in the world. I mean, I'm not saying Jacoby and Smith aren't, but now we're in the top 10. You know what I'm saying? Like now we're top 10 fighters. So it's like, it's very exciting for me. It's like I get to prove myself once again to myself. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a really interesting fight. A lot of people are excited about it. I think it's one of the low key bangers because there's so many like wild storylines on Saturday.
Yeah, it really though. It's this card is like the cool thing about this card is everybody on this card shows up to scrap. There aren't many fight. In the history of everybody on this card, they throw hands. There's not guys on this card who just stand around and look at each other. That's not the case for anyone on this card. So that's super cool, super exciting. Me and Nikita are the biggest guys on the card. So a fight of the night is a little bit easier to win for us because we're taking serious, real damage. I'm not saying they're smaller guys don't take as much damage, but we have the same skull density, but we're putting way more force into each other's, heads. So it's like it's more dangerous in my opinion. It's just what it is. We're bigger. That's just the bottom line. But yeah, we'll see, man. I'm excited. I love when I'm on a card where everybody's going to want to show out and win the bonus. So this is going to be a really, really, really fun card to be on. I'm excited to get the night going with really great energy. I'm an energy guy, so the more energy, the better. The bigger the crowd, the better. The brighter I shine. And this is going to be a big event where everybody's going to be going crazy, whether they're rooting for me or against me. I don't care. I just love the feel of that roar that just enters your body and fills you up and makes you feel like you're 10 feet tall and unstoppable. So I guess that's what I'm at this point in my career. I guess that's just what I'm chasing, man. That feeling of freaking Titan, being a Titan out there.
Couple last things, and I am looking forward to Saturday very much. We talked to the Jon fight earlier. I know every interview you do, you get asked about Jon, and I know you talked about it at media day. And I thought it was very interesting how you I think your mentality around that fight is so different now than it was maybe even 3 years ago, that you accept that you guys are linked together forever. And it seems like you've embraced it a little bit more. And that's me just being armchair psychologist over here. But is it, I guess, easier to talk about now 5 years later?
Well, you're completely right. That's exactly what it is, man. I've fully embraced it. Like, yeah, we're linked in this moment for all eternity, man. It's just what it is. Like, there's no other way around it. Like, people are going to remember this fight forever, for the rest of my life. They're going to talk about it. They're going to come up to me on the streets and say, "Hey, man, you won that fight." That's just what it is, man. I fought the greatest fighter of all time, and I put it on him. And people all saw it with their own eyes. And everybody has different feelings about it, and I've just come to accept it. That's just what it is, man. Like, I'm proud of what I did that night, and there's really nothing else I can say about it. I'm proud of what I did, and that's just it. Like, nothing I say is going to change the outcome. I'm very aware of that, and that's, I know what happened that night, and he knows what happened that night, and the world knows what happened that night. Immediately after the fight, when I was talking to Joe Rogan, I said it was 3-2, and that's what it is. Like, I'm honest with myself. I'm honest with everything, and it's just it's cool to have that, to have done that. I'm proud to have done that. It's insane that I did that. I at that, like, it's so cool. It's just so freaking cool, right? And then I have that memory, whether it was a loss or whatever, I still performed on a level that no one's ever seen before. I think that's just the bottom line.
Did you change his career and how he looks at the sport, in your opinion? Does this more prize fightery Jon Jones mindset come about now because of you and what you did that night against him?
Well, I think maybe, I don't know. I think he started thinking, I'm on my way out. These guys are catching up to me. I need to start getting this big money, so that I could retire on top. He wants to retire on top. Everybody forgets that he vacated the belt to not have to fight me again. Like, that's a real thing that actually happened. Like, because I was quote unquote too dangerous for what they were going to pay him. That's just what it is. Like, I'm not talking crap or anything. That's literally what happened. So I think he decided that, hey man, if I'm going to fight again, these guys are getting closer to taking, my GOAT status or my, undefeated record away, my immortality, my invincible kind of aura away. So I need to be very careful with who I fight next. I need to make sure I'm compensated enough to make it worth it. So if I do lose, it doesn't matter. I'm super rich and nobody can tell me anything.
Last thing, I know you're thinking one fight at a time, right? And you said if you win this fight, maybe one more, 2026, we could be talking title shot. If you get there and that belt gets wrapped around your waist, Dana White wraps the belt around your waist, is this just a way better story than you just taking the belt off of Jon back then? Like, you overcome that adversity, right? You win the belt, and then in the court of public opinion, you still beat Jon Jones. It's almost like having your cake and eat it too, which is so hard to do in this sport.
Yeah, I mean, we're not there, but I'll tell you one thing, I'll definitely be crying. I mean, I can already feel the emotion of that happening. It will definitely feel, I mean, it would have felt great that night too, believe me, but it'll definitely feel like, man, I climbed this mountain, fell all the way down to the bottom of the mountain, started climbing again, and a bunch of shit started happening, and I got all the way back up and made it. I finally made it, 6 years later. 6 years later, I finally made it, like, it just goes on. That's like a testament to like human perseverance, man, what we're capable of. And if you don't give up and you believe in your dreams and you keep fighting and you keep getting up, you could do it. You could do it. And it's inspiring for me to even just think about. Like, if I saw that not being myself, I would be inspired by it.
Yeah, man, I have to let you go because I have to go run 6 miles now. You have just inspired me. I'm fired up now. A lot of people rooting to see this comeback story, and a lot of people excited for this Saturday. Dominick Reyes versus Nikita Krylov kicking off the main card for UFC 314. Thank you so much for the time. Can't wait, my man. Appreciate you, and all the best to you on Saturday.
Thank you. Have a great day.